I kind of want to show y'all the strat real quick. It has a high success rate, but the only thing, it really, I've only used it and observed it working on large caps and mega caps, and also the indices, the major ones like the SPY and the Qs. This is what I mean. Like I always say, and pre-market's very important for a couple reasons. The first one being it lets you know where your pre-market low is and your pre-market high. And those, a lot of the times, are going to be pretty important levels intraday. Definitely intraday, but sometimes even more. But yeah, pre-market low, pre-market high. Again, pre-market is super important because it shows you the pre-market low and pre-market high, especially, and that's important, especially when it comes to large caps and trade in the overall market, like say the SPY, the Qs, or futures or something like that. That's part of one of my strats. I examined the strategy basically this whole year, and I've taken advantage of it many a time as well. But look, take a large cap like Apple, for instance. I mean, it's a mega cap. Here's your pre-market high, your pre-market low. What I've noticed, especially on the SPY and the Qs and mega caps, is when a stock is opening on or near the pre-market high, it's gonna fade off the open. And like I said, the inverse is also true. When a stock is opening on or near the pre-market low, it usually bounces off the open. You know, for people that like to trade directly off the open, which I don't like to do a lot because it breaks my rules. But when I do take a chance and take a trade directly off the open, it's usually based on this strategy pretty much and a couple other things. I wouldn't be taking a scalp with 5 contracts to the upside if the whole market was dumping. But you know what I'm saying? If the market's trending up and shit, that strengthens the thesis even more. Let's look for another place where the strat worked at. Okay, right here. Pre-market high, pre-market low. Same stock, different setup though, but not really. Same setup. Here's your pre-market high, here's your pre-market low. We are opening on or near the pre-market low, which means what? We're gonna bounce. It's basically just like support and resistance. Pre-market low is your support, pre-market high is your resistance. If you're opening on or near support, more than likely you're going to bounce. It's the same principle. So opening on the pre-market low, yeah, it was looking a little crazy there for a second, but we did bounce. And look, these are 15-minute candles. So on the 1 minute, you know this thing went up here at some point. Let's look at the strat here. I didn't say it works all the time, but it works enough. Well, you just got to have your order set up right. You got to have a OCO order if you don't have the self-control. So look, let's see what happened here. Here's your pre-market high, here's your pre-market low. So look, just trading sideways, chopping around pre-market. But look what happens here. Even though it's not a lot of range, look what happens here. Here's your pre-market high. We were opening, we were near it, then we started fading. Came down here and put in a fresh new low in the pre-market. Pre-market low. Look, lower than that. And what do I say? If we're opening on or near the pre-market low, we're going to bounce. If we're opening on or near the pre-market high, we're going to fade. So that was like 3 examples in a row. Let's see what happened here. Well, like I said, it doesn't work every time. But there's your pre-market high. There's your pre-market low. God damn, Apple fucking got busy that day, huh? Pre-market high, pre-market low. So we're chopping around in here. Looks like we were actually going to open on the pre-market high here, but it was indecisive because it was like a doja candle. When it's a doja candle, that means it's indecision. There's no clear winner here between the bulls and the bears because there was a lot of selling, but there was also a lot of buying. So I mean that you could have took either way, but as we come down here, and that next candle opens up and we start looking weak, that's pretty much like we're opening on or near the pre-market low. Because this was the doja, that first candle, we came down here, and down here we're on the pre-market low, pre-market low, pre-market low, pre-market low, pre-market low, and then look, rip. I was just trying to show you some examples of that strat because it works.